Hey, Jody.
Hey.
Hey! We just wanted to tell you that we
love
you.
Jody, hello. This is a 30-year celebration. I feel like I've been around for a good chunk of it. It was a tremendous gift to have somebody who could always be there, be a confidant, fall apart in front of, and be my most vulnerable self, and then step out of our conversation with more confidence. You mean a lot. You mean a whole lot to me. So thank you for all of that. It's a huge gift.
I'll always remember when Jody casually mentioned to me one day that she was going on her summer vacation in Eufaula, Oklahoma. I was stunned. Not only had I heard of Eufaula, I lived there for a year. Nobody knows about Eufaula. It's not exactly a vacation hotspot unless you're Jody, who has a special kind of spirit that can find sunshine where others see tumbleweeds.
I've had the pleasure of being a friend, a colleague, a co-teacher. Jody has served as a mentor, so I really appreciate this opportunity to say thank you. While teaching at Argosy, Jody had this philosophy called good enough. And it was a good enough paper that was part of a student's culmination of their experience. It gave them freedom just to accept who they are, how they are, do their best, and the resistance or the blocks into writing and owning how they could be in the world, it just melted. So out of those few words came a lot of information that freed students up to be better professionals.
One of my all-time favorite memories of Jody is her unforgettable performance at the Minneapolis All Clinicians end of year picnic, rocking a nightgown, rollers in her hair, and dramatically clutching and reading from the book Fuck That, an Honest Meditation. It was classic Jody. It was funny and it brought so much joy. Just as easily, I'd walk alongside her at the Capitol and watch her flip the switch to be fierce, focused, and advocating to legislators. You have poured so much into me, reminding me with your words to trust the process, be good enough, and be ready to pivot. Thank you for always kicking my ass and telling me to knock it off when I stayed down in the dumps too long.
One thing I'd like to say to Jody is thank you for being such an outstanding partner in this work of school-based mental health. You are always thinking of ways to serve all students, especially students and families that have not always felt welcome in schools. Jody, I see all your hard work and I truly appreciate you.
Jody, so grateful for your friendship and your leadership in the Youth Build movement. One thing I'll always remember about you is our time together at George Floyd Square. It was deeply moving to experience it with you, along with your commitment to justice. Thank you for who you are and what you stand for, and thank you for always modeling the way of Youth Build love.
One of my favorite memories of Jody is when she had announced the opening of the new Tyler Street office. I remember seeing her face when she was showing off the new office space to us and just beaming with pride over how much we have grown, how many more kids, adults, couples, families that we would be able to provide mental health services to. It just made me feel incredibly proud and grateful to work at Changing and to work under the leadership of Jody.
Hey Jody, I just want to say thank you so much for believing in me even when I didn't believe in myself, and I wouldn't be where I am if you didn't believe in me. And so I just want to say thank you so much for everything that you've done for me and what you continue to do for me.
My favorite Jody quote was one I heard her use before she found compassion and ruined everything. Buck up, Buttercup.
I am in the South High cafeteria where you wandered around in a big-ass sandwich board passing out flyers to some youth group that I'm sure as a student here I thought was really stupid. Little did I know the impact you would have on my life. I am such a better human being because of you, Jody, and you are just such a bold and brilliant, fierce leader, a true upstander, and I will always, always love and appreciate you.
Dr. Jody Nelson, you mean a lot to me. What I truly appreciate is how we have come together to create an amazing support system for youth and families through school-based mental health. I really appreciate our partnership. I really appreciate our friendship. You have been such an amazing leader, created so many different opportunities for youth and families to get the support that they need in the way that they need them.
I have known Jody for almost 10 years now. I've learned so much just from her demeanor, her way of being, her way of showing up for young people that says, I'm here with you. The overall feeling I'm left with is that there is nothing she won't do to help a young person succeed. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your love. Thank you for the way that you continue to be a force of nature in the world of young people.
I really enjoy Jody's background in English and her emphasis on the importance of education. One concept that she'll talk about is in this field, there's kind of a hero's journey arc that when you're at the beginning of your time in the field, you are in, and developmentally we transition very naturally out of that. And one thing about Jody is that she has transitioned out of that. She does not view herself as the hero. She does not believe she's in this hero's journey arc. And what that has done has freed her up to make everyone around her the hero. She does it better than anyone I've ever met.
I've never met anyone like her. I've had the honor and the privilege of having, been under her mentorship and learned a lot from her and grown a lot. I always felt like a lost puppy that she kind of took in, and her presence, and despite how busy she is, she always helped me feel seen. And I know other people that have had similar experiences.
I met Jody in 2010, and I have such a deep appreciation for her friendship and for the work that she does and the presence that she holds in our community. Thank you, Jody.
About 18 years ago, I decided to leave the teaching profession. And after 4 years off, I decided to come back and almost left it again after that first year, but largely due to Jody's mentorship and encouragement. I have stayed at Gap 14 years and wouldn't be where I am today without Jody. So Jody, just want to say thank you. You're one of a kind.
Aloha, Jody. I wanted to say congratulations and thank you for all you have done to help us be who we are today. You once said to me at Edison High School, and it's become one of my favorite quotes, between the black and white is a rainbow.
I remember being in a leadership meeting early on in my time as Community Impact Director at Change Inc. I made reference to understanding how the world is different for the individuals, families, and communities we serve because of what we do and how we show up. Jody interjected and said something along the lines of, I just want to be clear that for me, that list includes our staff. And I was like, yes, this is the work I want to be doing and the people I want to be doing it with. Thank you, Jody, for the organizational culture you've nurtured over all these years and for the many, many ways you teach, care, and lead.
Aloha from Hawaii, Dr. Jody Nelson. Oh my gosh, you are being honored and I am so glad. I was at Argosy teaching in the counseling program, which is kind of talking smack about counseling psych, and I'll never forget, you pulled me aside at Change Inc. and you told me, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are going in there and changing things up? And it was really humbling, and you really cut me down to size. I think about that often. Like, who do I think I am in any place I'm going into? And I thank you so much for that.
Congratulations, Jody, on 30 years of service. I'm proud to say that we've known each other for 26 of those years. One of my favorite things about you and something I so appreciate is your willingness to just do what needs to get done. I know that Change and Gap would not be the place that they are if not for you. Lots of love to you.
I really appreciate that Jody's never afraid of a challenge, or at least doesn't let on that she's afraid of a challenge. She leans in and she just has this really gentle but direct way of helping folks learn and grow and get better for themselves and for others.
10 years ago, I took child and adolescent therapy at Argosy University, where Jody was one of the professors, and she asked for a volunteer to share their timeline, which essentially is your life story. You pick flowers for the good memories and rocks for the bad memories. I volunteered to do that and sat in probably the most vulnerable place I had ever been in my life up until that point. And Jody held the space for me and changed my life. I just always have felt connected and supported in ways that are really, truly inexplicable. And I think if it wasn't for that day, I would not be the human that I am. So Jody, thank you so much. And I truly love you. And I'm so grateful for you.
I graduated from college in the 1980s and went to work with Jody. She's the only boss I've ever had. When Jody moved from the city to Gap, I moved with her because I felt lucky to work for someone like Jody. She's more than just a boss. She's been my mentor, a teacher, at times a therapist, and always a friend. She's the hardest working person I know. She'd never ask more of you than what she would do herself. She's a social justice warrior, compassionate, cares about people, and is committed to creating opportunities for those that are the less fortunate. Just want to say thank you, Jody.
The last 47 years that I've known Jody, I've watched her leadership emerge in so many ways. Favorite memories, there are many, but one that sticks out most is that fall in 1992 when Jody and Jim and Tricia, my wife, and I went to New York City for an extended weekend. That was the time that Jim and I had decided we were going to leave our jobs to start an enterprise called Change Inc., whereby we could carry out our mission, which was to eliminate poverty and racism creatively and in collaborative fashion with other people and other organizations. Jody, your role at that time to empower us to make a very difficult professional decision and personal decision. You and Tricia were tremendous in those early days and have been for the past 33 years. My final word is really thank you. You know, you've done such a great job with Gap, with now Change Inc., and empowering other people and the brilliant staff that you've brought together that has brought dignity to that mission and that vision. And for that, thank you.